news. Ithaca will be getting some national attention tomorrow morning. CBS This Morning will focus on Ithaca's unique barter currency system. Network producer Kathleen Finch says several local businesses will be featured for their roles in promoting the Ithaca Hour as a unit of exchange.
Sounded like such a fabulous idea that Ithaca had come up with its own money, and everyone that we talked to was so incredibly enthusiastic about it, we thought we would go ahead and do a story about it. So we came up, interviewed Paul Glover. He put us in touch with about 7 different businesses, and we just went out with the cameras and talked to people, and talked to a lady who makes pies, and a man who owns a bowling alley, and all kinds of people about how Ithaca Hours works and what it's doing to help Ithaca.
Ithaca Money founder Paul Glover says the Ithaca Hour is as valuable as real money.
The bottom line is that many people are underemployed and unemployed in our community and don't have enough money, and have gradually understood that this money will get what they want as readily as dollars do, and that this money is controlled by our community and is backed by real people, real time, real goods and tools. So it is real money.
Over 850 individuals and companies now accept Ithaca Hours, helping keep 45,000 of the so-called dollars circulating locally. Several other areas around the country have established their own barter currency system modeled after Ithaca's, but Ithaca will be in the spotlight on CBS. The segment is scheduled to air around 7:30 tomorrow morning.
Our money editor John Stair has been telling us how people are getting great things in unusual ways in a special series this week. This morning, it's an entire town that's changed its spending habits. Almost coughed in the middle of that. Good morning.
Good morning, Paula. As the saying goes, time is money, and no place in America takes that expression as seriously as Ithaca, New York, where people are used to using their time to get something for almost nothing.
3, 2, good, shake it out.
Residents in Ithaca are flexing their economic muscle, spending money that may not be green, but it's helping keep their town in the black. The alternative currency is called Ithaca Hours.
It allows me to do things I might not normally do. So I use it all over the place for food and for anything I can in restaurants.
Players don't need to go bowling for dollars at Scott and Sue Hamilton's lanes. Ithaca Hours are as good as cash, and bowlers earn them in a variety of ways.
Some of them are doing some part-time accounting in their home. One fellow does painting. Another woman who does wallpapering. One woman who's a babysitter, professional babysitter. So it's kind of a cross-spectrum of different types of people.
The alternative currency is also accepted at the health club, a grocery store, a restaurant, even the credit union.
We accept them for most of the fees of the credit union. That would include overdraft fees, money order. We recently started accepting them for mortgage application fees, which are fairly substantial fees.
The idea is to build the local economy and boost community spirit. It can be spent all over town by people who earn it, providing services for their neighbors.
What I do is I make pies. I make a bunch of pies every Saturday, and people either come to pick them up or I deliver them, and they just give me one Ithaca Hour for each pie that they get.
One Ithaca Hour is worth $10 in goods or services. Everyone who agrees to be part of the program is given 4 hours to get started. Finding ways to spend the hours is not hard.
Earned about $1,000 worth in Ithaca money. I've been able to spend a good chunk of it on rent, food, chess set, this haircut a few days ago.
For the more than 50 local establishments that take hours, it means money that won't leave home. Right now, $45,000 worth is in circulation.
This is money with a boundary around it, and so it stays in our community. It doesn't come to town, shake a few hands, and then wander out across the globe. It reinforces trading locally.
Businesses accepting the unusual money use it to pay for some pretty usual things.
We use them for a cleaning service. We found a woman who takes care of our plants and does our gardening. That takes hours.
I have 2 contractors that are going to be doing work here at the club, a lot of carpentry and finish work, and I'll be paying them 100% in Ithaca Hours.
I think it's the best thing that's come to Ithaca in a long time.
Money may make the world go round, but a town in New York State is happy just to have the money go round the block or down the street. This is a very different kind of currency. It's homemade. Actually, it looks a lot like Monopoly money. So we asked Steve Fox to see if these dollars make any sense.
Here at the Ithaca Bakery, they're rolling in dough. Not any old dough, but rather a local currency called Ithaca HOURS. More than 1,000 businesses and individuals have agreed to take Ithaca HOURS as full or partial payment for goods and services, including landscapers, a clay potter, a new and used car dealership, the bookstore, even Ithaca Mayor Alan Cohen's restaurant, Simeon's, where they do accept American Express, but they just as soon take Ithaca HOURS.
We talk on a national level about the importance of buying American. And essentially that's what we're doing locally. We're encouraging people to buy local in order to support our local economy.
In the past 4 years, $54,000 worth of Ithaca HOURS have been printed. The multicolored bills have both a time value and a cash value. For example, 2 Ithaca HOURS are worth $20. 1 Ithaca hour is worth $10, 1/2 Ithaca hour is worth $5, and so on. To give you an idea of how this works, let's trace some of the money. The Green Star Cooperative Food Market was one of the first local businesses to accept Ithaca HOURS as payment for up to $2.50 worth of goods a day. But what do they do with it once they get it?
We give it to some of our staff members in their paychecks, and then they use it as they wish. Sometimes suppliers will take the money, and we also pay our bank fees with Ithaca HOURS.
The bank will accept Ithaca HOURS?
The Alternatives Federal Credit Union,
That's fairly remarkable. And if it's good enough for the bank, it's good enough for Sandy Zernheld, a co-op employee who's agreed to be paid part of her salary in Ithaca HOURS.
I've bought shoes with them, I've done bike repair, I've gotten bike repair done, I get my hair cut using HOURS, and that basically was how I chose who to go to for haircuts.
Debbie Doolittle, the owner of Transformation Hair Studio, cuts Sandy's hair and accepts full payment in Ithaca HOURS, which she then uses to pay Gilly Waddington for a massage. Gilly, in turn, uses the currency to pay various local contractors.
The best thing that it does for me is it broadens the base of people who can come to see me. Some of the people who are using HOURS don't have a lot of cash, extra cash on hand, but they've got HOURS.
And with all of these Ithaca HOURS circulating through town, it's no surprise that they've been involved in an estimated $1.5 million worth of transactions over the past 4 years.
Let's talk about the income tax people. Is this legal? Do they allow this?
This is entirely legal as long as the Ithaca HOURS do not resemble U.S. currency in any way, shape, or form, and as long as people declare them as income when they receive them, which we do, there's absolutely no problem.
The Ithaca HOURS concept was created in response to a weak local economy troubled by 3 decades of factory closings, corporate downsizing, and job losses. And the buck may not stop here. Economics professor David Wharton thinks local currencies make good business sense.
I think that it's sort of a defense mechanism that communities can strengthen their local economies so that if a firm does leave, they're not as vulnerable.
The roots of the program here came from our so to speak.
What you call the granola community.
What one might call the granola community. But it has been slowly but surely accepted by the mainstream business community in town. And the success that it's had within that community, to me, is indicative of the potential success that it could have in any community.
An Ithaca hour has buying power, just ask anyone.
I mean, think about it. How many currencies do you know of that have their own jingle?
An Ithaca hour has buying power, just ask anyone.
And Steve Fox joins us now. Who was that guy?
Jan Nigro, and he will sing for Ithaca HOURS.
He will?
Yes.
He's a singer by profession?
He's a local guy who does singing telegrams.
So you have got a wad.
Yes, I am
sort
rich.
of unusual looking money there. These are actually Ithaca dollars?
Well, some of them are, but there are 30 different communities around the country that have their own local currencies. Places like Santa Cruz in California, and in Hawaii we got some. We got San Antonio. We got Eugene, Oregon. This is an idea that's actually catching on.
And they're all based on this similar hour value?
Well, they are based on faith and confidence.
Faith and confidence.
Is every currency, including the U.S. dollar.
And?
Well, the people who like Ithaca HOURS like to point out that Ithaca HOURS are supported, guaranteed by real people offering real goods and services, and the U.S. dollar is backed by nothing.
Okay, thanks, Steve. You'll buy me breakfast with those.
Yes, I will, in Eugene, Oregon.
We'll be back right after this.